He is the Secretary General of African Petroleum Producers Organization. Please welcome with me His Excellency Dr. Omar Farouk Ibrahim.
Thank you, Desmond. Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, represented by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Excellencies, our host ministers, Dr. Heineken Lokpebri and Honorable Ekperekwe Opo, Honorable Ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Excellency Tom Alwindo, Minister of Mines and Energy of the Republic of Namibia, Excellency Samu Seidu Adembi, Minister of Water, Mines and Mineral Resources of Benin Republic, other visiting ministers and heads of delegation, Excellency Haitham Al-Gais, Secretary General of OPEC, the organizers of this important annual event, Brevity Anderson, distinguished senators and members of the National Assembly here present, the brain behind this very important event, Professor Emmanuel Ibekachukwu, Captain of the oil and gas industry, members of the APPO Executive Board here present, all other participants, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I had to do that because I have to follow protocol. I don't believe in breaching it. I should like to express on my own behalf and on behalf of the two organizations that I represent, the African Petroleum Producers Organization, APPO, as Secretary General, and the World Energy Council as Regional Chair for Africa, sincere appreciation to the government and good people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for the invitation to the 7th edition of the Nigeria International Energy Summit, which I prefer to still call the Nigeria International Petroleum Summit, NIPS. Permit me to also congratulate the government, in particular the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, its successive ministers, from Professor Emmanuel Ibekachukwu, who started it all, through to Trimi Silva, and now Dr. Heineken Lokpebri, and Honorable Ekperekwe Opo, who have ensured continuity in this laudable project. I also commend the NMPC, the NCDMB, NUPRC, NMDPRA, PTDF, and other government agencies in the oil and gas sector, as well as the private sector players, for the continuous support they have been providing to ensure that NIS excels by the year. I commend Brevity Anderson, the organizers of NIS, for the successes that NIS has recorded under its management. As we gather here for the next few days to review the challenges facing the Nigerian and indeed African energy industry and chart a way forward, permit me to highlight some of the imminent challenges for the oil and gas industry on the African continent. Challenges brought about by the global paradigm shift away from fossil to renewable energies, euphemistically called the energy transition. These are the challenges of funding, of technology, and of markets. I should like to note that although these challenges are not completely new, they have been accentuated by the global acceptance of a paradigm shift from fossil to renewable energies. I should also like to emphasize that although environmental concerns are the ostensible reasons for the quest for energy transition, the driving ideology of energy transition is energy security. Energy security, not for you and me, but for the developed countries that use fossil fuels for over 120 years to industrialize their economies, and to make the lives of their people better. In 120 years, they put in the atmosphere over 2,500 gigatons of emissions. It is these legacy emissions that are the root cause of the climate crisis we are told the world faces today. But instead of addressing the root causes of the crisis, namely the legacy emissions, we are focusing on the contemporary emissions. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Africa cannot afford to abandon the hundreds of billions of barrels of proven crude oil reserves and hundreds of trillions of standard cubic feet of gas in the name of righting wrongs committed by others, especially when those others are still benefiting from the wrong actions that they took at the expense of others. And they have the capacity to right those wrongs without denying others the opportunity to also use the same form of energy to better the lives of their people. As we gather here and at the ICC in the next few days, we should be asking ourselves if the solutions that the developed countries are putting forward to address the climate challenge are the only or the best solutions that shall bring justice to all. Put differently, it is imperative on African academics, intellectuals, and thought leaders to put on their thinking caps and to see the imperative of a new paradigm shift in the search for solutions to the climate challenge. For us in APPO, we have put on that cap already. We are looking at a new model for sustaining and growing the African energy industry. Yesterday night, His Excellency Lokpebiri spoke about the Africa Energy Bank, and today, the two speakers who spoke before me have also alluded to them. I am pleased to say that a decision on the host country for the Africa Energy Bank shall be taken by the end of the first quarter of this year. That is, by 31st of March, a decision on which country is going to host the Africa Energy Bank will be taken. And I want to say that 7 countries are in the race for it: Algeria, Egypt, Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, Benin Republic, and Cote d'Ivoire. And I think there is real competition. As for the takeoff, we are directed to ensure that the bank takes off not later than the end of the first half of this year. In other words, the directive is to have this bank take off on or before the 30th of June 2024. We invite all people who believe in the oil and gas industry, who believe that the oil and gas industry have a key role to play in providing the global energy mix, to partner with us in our various projects, from the Africa Energy Bank to the regional centers of excellence that we are working on, and the provision of cross-border and regional energy infrastructure. One needs not to be a member of APPO, nor even an African country, to invest in the Africa Energy Bank. But we are not ready to take funds from just anyone. Before I conclude, let me once again thank the visiting participants from APPO member countries for the cooperation and collaboration that have characterized the new spirit of APPO since the reform. I want to thank the Federal Republic of Nigeria for the leadership role it has been playing in the APPO and in the African oil and gas industry. I thank you very much, and I wish us a very successful meeting.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Dr. Omar Farouk Ibrahim, Secretary General of APPO.